Oh, we are live. What is up, YouTube? Caught two already. We'll see if we can't get a third one. See if the YouTube algorithm will bring me good luck. It's kind of crazy. I was reeling in the bait earlier. And had a bunch of weeds on the back of it. So I was like trying to reel it in to clean it off, and I fished him up and hit it. It was crazy. See if we can't get one live. I was never much of a bass fisherman. It requires a lot of patience. But we will see if we can't get one live. I'm trying. So when I first showed up here, I was like, I'm gonna go live, right? And I was like, no, let me try fishing a little bit. And of course, I catch one. So I'm like, all right, I got one more bait. I'm gonna throw that bait. And of course, I like thought about going live before, didn't. So I've caught two already. We'll see if we can't get one live. What's up, Dolly? Hi, Mary. Yeah. Bass is a different kind of fishing. Like, no lie, I used to go trout fishing a lot. And that was more just like throw the bait out there on the bottom with a slip weight and just leave it and then drink beers. But I'm just fishing a little plastic worm in the middle. And I found this one on the ground here. But I figured, why not? We'll see if we can't get one live for the YouTubes. I find most of the fish I catch here is when like the worm is dropping and it kind of flutters back and forth. Show you guys the spot real quick. All is good in the hood. So I've taken like 2 bags of trash out of here already in the past week. It's freaking nasty here, but I try and do my part. I keep trash bags in the in my backpack. I've never been much of a fan of eating largemouth bass either. I'll always usually throw them back. Get a picture real quick for proof that I was catching, and that's about it. I haven't talked to Tommy in a while directly. I haven't really been watching too many lives lately, to be honest. Try rehooking this a little bit deeper. Yeah, that's funny. I haven't been down there. It's kind of overgrown. I want to buy a four-wheeler eventually, but I also want to buy a freaking kayak to be able to like go out in the water. So gotta pick and choose. There were a couple kids fishing across the lake. I don't know if they caught anything. I know they saw me catch the two bass though. A lot of the times here I'll overcast. I'll overcast and like realize that the fish are way closer into shore. I don't need tartar sauce to eat fish. It all depends on the fish though, I guess, too. A lot of the time it's fried fish that I'll like tartar sauce with. I caught a big bass here the other night. I fucking cast it out like as far as I can and got hit like instantly. Fishing's expensive though. It's like $5 for a bag of 7 or 8 worms. Then you gotta buy hooks, line. I already had a fishing rod. But a lot of the reason I don't go live fishing is because I like to walk around and go to different spots around here. But it's peaceful out here. Yeah, I'm still working on the enjoying life thing, for real. It's not easy. I really want to fucking just burn it all down, but that would be too easy. But like, this is shit that I used to do when I was younger. Before everything got all fucked up. Like before I got my first DUI. Looking back, like right around that time I got the DUI, it wasn't all about fishing. It was about going fishing and like bringing booze and getting fucked up out there. You know? No lie, I picked this worm up off the ground. It was like brand new. It had been hooked once. So I don't know how long it's been sitting there, but we'll see if we can't catch something with it. Just saw a fish come to the surface right there. It's the golden hour. That's the time to fish. Another one just came to the surface right where I cast it. There's a lot of weeds out here too. I'd honestly rather be fishing saltwater, but that gets expensive. Couple more casts. I keep saying that all the time, and then next thing I know, it's dark out. Watch, just a little cast. Little flip. Nothing. I think half the fun is That's funny because there was someone else that, like, I was posting pictures of a fish I was catching. I think it was in a community post, and someone else was like, oh, I'm gonna get my fishing license now that I've seen that. So that's pretty cool. No wind. You would think that it would be like a perfect time to catch fish right now. Whoop. Definitely just got hit. Got a little bite. He didn't take it though. And it was literally right there where I caught the last one. There. Oh, come on. I gotta wait longer. I leave the line slack in the water and then literally just see the line start to get picked up. Got him. Oh, that's a good one. Go. And I still got the bait. That's the biggest one I've caught today. Of course, I'm using my back. Oh no, I do have my pliers. What you know about that? down. All right, I'm pretty pumped I caught that. Yeah. And I still got the bait. So we're gonna continue to fish. Y'all thought I was playing. Literally the last bait I got. I think I casted too far to the right. What am I fishing for? Largemouth bass. Hit the rewind button. I literally just caught one. If you guys can rewind this live. What's up, Black Money Court? Out here trying to catch another bass. That was number 3. What's up, Anna? Good to see you. It's been a while. Catch and release, yeah. They're supposed to be 12 inches, I think, in Massachusetts is for a keeper. I don't eat largemouth bass. I'll eat trout, but largemouth bass is not really my favorite thing to eat. Saltwater fish, like fish from the ocean, all about that. There's a bald eagle that, or an American eagle, what do you call it? Yeah, bald eagle that usually flies around this lake in the evening. I'll try and keep an eye out for it. Yeah, I'm a masshole. I'm from central Massachusetts, not really the bean though. Worcester, hence the 508. I should say Worcester County. I'm so impatient when it comes to bass fishing, like, especially when they're biting. Hit the rewind button. There was already one caught on the live. Personal best for the day. Actually, it's probably the largest bass I've ever caught. Because I never really did much bass fishing. Maybe when I was like a younger kid. What's crazy though is if you guys watch the replay, that last fish that I caught, I thought that I missed it. Like when it bit and I was talking about it taking the line and stuff, I had already hit it and thought I lost it. But the fish was just swimming towards me. Crazy. Yes, sir. The heart of Mass. I was I was fishing up on the North Shore in Newburyport a couple weeks ago and absolutely killed it there with the bass. It's just a habit of rehooking the worm every once in a while. Sometimes it slides, like it gets all cockeyed and stuff. And the way that I'm fishing it, it's got to like kind of flutter down to the bottom, mimicking a real worm. I'm tempted to go to another spot around the other side of the lake, but it's kind of a long walk. Appreciate all of y'all that stopped in. Have you got a tuna before? I have. A bluefin tuna. So the story goes, went out on a charter. Actually, it wasn't a charter really, it was a friend's boat. And went out for, I think it was 3 days, 2 nights. And with the group of us on the boat, I think in total we caught like 7 tuna. Nothing that was gonna be sold. All edible to like take home. We had a little Coleman grill out on the boat. It was a decent sized boat, 42-foot boat. And I think it was the second fish we caught, or maybe it was the first, but while the mate was cutting it up and getting it prepared, like gutting it, getting it on ice, he was cutting up little pieces off the tuna, even tuna steaks, and we were putting them on the grill. But the little thin slivers that he cuts off the tuna was actually like, that's what's in sushi. Anytime you get tuna in sushi, it's just thin strips of tuna meat raw. So someone had the bright idea to bring wasabi and soy sauce, so we were having straight up like the freshest tuna you can ever have over there. That was off of Cape Cod. Maybe we'll get one more. I don't know, I already caught 3 in the same exact spot, so the pickings are getting slim. Definitely gonna catch some weeds on this one. A lot of the times that's where the bass will hang out, is underneath the weeds. So I'll cast right into the weeds. But then once you get crap on your lure, the fish know what's up. And they're like, oh, that ain't no real lure. All right. Second to last cast. Kind of like when you're skiing or snowboarding, you can't call last run. Superstition. I heard that there was like catastrophic flooding going on in Indiana. But I think we're supposed to get some rain tonight. It kind of looks like it. A little cloudy, overcast. Watch, I'm gonna catch a fish right now, probably. I honestly think I caught everything that was to be caught on this point today. Caught 3 of them here. Y'all saw 1. Didn't I just say second to last cast like 2 casts ago? Yeah, that's not happening. Anna, you should see it when the sun's out. This is a good spot to see the sunrise. Sun sets behind me, actually, so it's a good spot to fish in the evening because there's no glare. I hope all's been well with you. I saw you live a while ago, a few days ago, maybe a week, 2 weeks, at the beach. And I see your community posts all the time. Those are much appreciated. You don't know how often you have good timing with those. Like, even if the post is like 3 days old, I always see this stuff like exactly when I need to see it. It's crazy. Yes, really. Such a long walk over to the other spot. I don't want to go over there. Yeah, they absolutely do resonate. A lot of stuff resonates with me, but it's just whether I want to heed the advice that's being strewn across the universe to me, you know? One more fish. I keep telling myself I'm like last cast. It's crazy too. I'll see like ripples way further out. And I'm like, man, I wish I had a boat. But the bass in this lake are staying close to the surface. Like most of the fish that I've caught out of here, it'll be like right as the cast is made and the bait is dropping down. Yeah, those ripples. Yes, they do. Little distractions. You know what's funny too, though, is that a lot of the times I'll see the fish that are making those ripples, and they're little tiny fish, you know, nothing to write home about. All right, we'll go to one more spot. It's right around the corner here, but there's tons of weeds everywhere, so. But I see a bunch of ripples over there. I think there might even be a spot to perch the phone. I try to leave time to like clean up all the, at least take a little bit of trash out of this place. But I only have so many trash bags and so much places to put trash. Grab my pliers. There's all broken glass everywhere. Like, that pile was twice the size. I don't even know how the service is. Hopefully I'm not cutting out too bad. Show you guys where we're going. Another little spot. Kind of a rough little setup here, but we'll see if we can't catch another bass. Tons of ripples over here too, so there's not much room to cast over here though. Or stand. The key here is trying to get up over the weeds. No lie, 2 more casts this time. Because I'm getting hungry. I ain't eating no lunch today. Or didn't eat any lunch. What? Just got hit reeling that in. I don't know if you guys heard that splash, but right there. It was definitely a bass, because it kind of started to grab on. It grabbed the worm. I think it just missed it. That's the second time that's happened today. Skipping this thing across the top of the water, having something come at it and hit it. Way more comfortable. W view, ma'am. Damn, that's kind of disrespectful. Last time anyone checked, I still had my nuts. I think we got something nibbling on bait here. Seriously, I know people just say shit to get a rise nowadays, but the amount of disrespect that people show each other is insane. But I've accepted the fact that there's going to be people like that, and that's just the way they are. Shit, I used to be like that myself. It's a hard thing to do when you realize how much projection goes into our everyday actions a lot of the time. Oh, there we go. Oh, I missed him. Did I? Yeah. Damn. That's the second one I missed. Should probably tighten that drag. There shouldn't have been any drag with the freaking when I went to set the hook like that. Absolutely. There's distractions everywhere. KM Jr. I came to that realization pretty early on in my spiritual awakening. Like, no lie, Satan had a hold of me for a long fucking time. That's what my addiction was pain and suffering and all that shit. Completely unnecessary, and it didn't need to happen. Well, I guess it did need to happen, because without any there can't be triumph without tragedy, right? Like, there needs to be that burning down, the burning down of everything, so that the phoenix can rise from the ashes, right? And I'm not trying to like quote scripture or anything. I'm just speaking the way that I see things. Like, my life needed to be burnt down multiple fucking times to come out on the other side of that. There's the eagle. You're right. And I think that there's certain people that are chosen to be saved through Christ. Because for real, I had kind of like given up on myself for a while. And then my higher power came and told me what was up. It was like, I got bigger plans for you. You ain't going out like that. Even though that's what I wanted to do. "10-year intravenous heroin addiction will make you see the absolute horror and depravity of humanity." But on the other side of that, there's people that are just stuck in an addiction and are still good people. Like, not all the addicts that I associated with and that I ran with were bad people necessarily. I think a lot of us are just lost. See what I mean about all these weeds? That kind of bums me out. I had that couple of bites and then nothing. Oh, that's a bad cast. I wanted to cast more to the right. At least from my perspective, though, by being willing to change from the dark side, so to speak, to the light side, like, that also puts a target on your back. Because, like, you gotta figure no one wants to lose a teammate on their team, especially the coach, if they're a good player, right? So they're not gonna let that person or that soul go very easily. That's a better cast. You're right, it does, Anna. That one bite had me casting for more, because I know there's a fish here. And I know he wants to bite. Fishing is a game of patience. Isn't Satan's chosen just fallen angels, though? Like, they're not necessarily chosen by Satan, because, and I'm not educated to be real. I'm asking a question, basically. Aren't they just fallen angels that chose to follow the light bearer into the depths of hell? Whether it be under false pretenses or not, that's neither here nor there. But the fallen angels had that choice. The demons that were allowed to go into the swine, they had that choice. I mean, he is the great deceiver, right? And it's kind of crazy to have, at least anyone that has the same perspective that I do and can see what's happening. It's kind of crazy to be living in these times right now of biblical prophecies coming true and all that stuff, you know? All right. Last cast, I promise. One rehook and one cast. I'm doing pretty good by using these baits that I keep finding on the ground. I was saying earlier how fishing's expensive. It's really not. You just have to pick up everyone's track. You're right. You're right. Salvation is there and available to anyone. And I also understand the not wanting to be saved because it's easier to wallow in the negative if you've been there. But like that was part of my spiritual awakening, was realizing that I had become complacent with my with everything. Not only just my spirituality, but like my physical health, my mental health, and the spirituality. So it's like I was awakened at the absolute worst case scenario that I could be awoken in. And I had a choice. I had the choice to either continue doing what I was doing and end up, I probably wouldn't be alive right now if I had continued doing what I was doing, or I could make a drastic change. And by drastic, I mean no longer continue doing the drugs that I was doing. All right. I keep seeing ripples way out there and I can't reach them. And that's the other thing that is an internal dilemma, right? Is like once you know that salvation is available to you, do you continue doing the same stuff? Detrimental behaviors and everything. Like, it's like I've heard multiple people say that like after a while, the drugs stopped working. Alcohol stopped working. And that's kind of what ended up happening with me, I guess. It was no longer creating the desired effect, and I was stuck in a perpetual state of fight or flight, trying to make sure that I wouldn't go into withdrawal. All right, and I appreciate it. Now, I'm caught on a bush, so I'm getting out of here. Peace. Anyone else that's still listening, thank you. Hit the thumbs up, all that YouTube stuff.